All right, careful with the peanut noise.
All right, okay. I've got it 4 in my hand. It's
Background.
All right.
fine. Everybody just calm the fuck down.
And action.
Okay. We have
And action.
All I ever want to do is make Robert laugh. Like, he's just so fabulous and fun.
I signed on to do this movie because of Katherine Heigl. Amy Pascal at Columbia called me and said, hey, do you want to make this movie? It's called The Ugly Truth. And Katherine Heigl's interested in being in this. I think I immediately just said on the phone, well, if she's doing it, I will do the movie.
God, I want the rats to vomit and defecate on the ashes of Mike Chadway.
Wow.
Katie Heigl is an amazing actress, and it is her moment. There's no question about it.
She's beautiful, but you can touch the beauty, and to me, that's sexier than anything else in the world.
She makes every scene better. I don't care how well it's written. Her interpretation and her skill is really something.
But she was a known quantity. I knew she could talk about trash liners and make it funny. But then the hunt began for who was going to play opposite her. Tom Rosenberg, the producer of our movie, brought up the name Jerry Butler to me. And I have to be really honest, I just seen 300. And he was Sparta! You know, he was like this huge, big Spartan. I mean, I was like the 300 guy for a romantic comedy. But Tom Rosenberg said, just go to dinner with him.
I'm really a man of discriminating taste, and you're a foul-mouthed slut.
Thank you.
Before we'd even ordered, I knew that this man had charm beyond anyone's wildest expectations.
I don't need to do anything else. That's a good thing. He's not just a pretty face.
But I am a pretty face. Let's not forget that.
Jerry is hilarious. He's been really fun and just has, at times, the raunchiest sense of humor and at times the dorkiest sense of humor. Like, he tells the most ridiculous jokes that generally take me a second or two because I'm waiting for the punchline, and then I'm like, oh, that was the punchline? Okay.
He is Mike in a lot of ways. He has this kind of personality, and he's very charming and very funny.
And Jerry, who knew? I mean, Jerry, 300, 14-pack abs, really funny dude.
Okay, we don't need to camel teeth. No.
That was brilliant casting because he is such a dude, and you don't normally see manly men, really manly men, in romantic comedies anymore. We need dudes.
And it's also got to be a guy who's going to be an even match for Katherine Heigl, who's such an incredibly strong woman. So the two of them, they're kind of the force of personality.
That is a trait to be admired, not mocked, man. Not supposed to say man whore. That is a trait to be admired, not mocked, you playboy.
A playboy? It's man whore. She's been a joy to watch. I think we've had great chemistry together.
I said, I know. I can't do the accent. I'm terrible.
It was evident from the very first time Katherine and Jerry met. It was at Katherine's house. It was a very hot day. We were dangling our feet in the pool. It became immediate that there was this ricocheting flirtations. It was very chaste and sweet, and it was born right there in Katherine's backyard by her pool. It was a cool moment for a director to see. You know, it was all of a sudden your characters are right before you. It became alive. Abby and Mike were right there in front of me. In fact, she was in a bikini in the pool, and Jerry and I, we were just dangling our legs. I think we were too intimidated to get in the pool with Katherine Heigl.
You know, it's a romantic comedy, but it's not just a girly girl romantic comedy. I mean, it's a romantic comedy with edge.
One gift that Lakeshore gave us was that it could be rated R. So we made it really dirty, which is nice because that's the way we talk. So it was a luxury to be able to be as blue on paper as we are in person.
What a night, huh? Huh? That was great. Go for a wank.
What? That's disgusting.
They really wanted to do this sort of like Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy repartee in an edgy and kind of raunchy, fun way. So that just seemed like a perfect thing for us to do.
And also, you just said cock.
Yes, I did. You don't own the word. I can say cock. Cock. There, said it again.
A week ago, you were crying at the thought of a vibrator. Now all you have is cocks coming out of your mouth.
I'm a big one for physical comedy, and this is the first movie that I've actually done sort of such elaborate physical comedy, like the scene in the restaurant where Abby has the vibrating panties on and has a full-blown orgasm at the table. And we're hoping that in the next quarter we can... Oh God.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Oh, wow.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Very, very awkward. Probably the most awkward dinner scene ever filmed, ever. And not only was it awkward for me, but it was awkward for Katherine Heigl and the 50 extras that were sitting in the restaurant who had no idea that this was coming. They get told it'll be a restaurant scene, turn up at this location, dress appropriately, and these guys came in and sat down, and what they witnessed, the people sitting around her have no idea what the F we're doing. I mean, they're like, what kind of film is this?
Okay, I want you to really enjoy that ice cream, okay? A bit of whipped cream now.
It was very hard to keep a straight face. It's a comical scene, and we're having to shoot it. But the first few takes, it was very hard and very awkward. We all didn't know really where to look, to be quite honest. I was shooting this. I had all my producers there, and we were sitting around the monitor, and Katherine Heigl is writhing in orgasmic ecstasy, you know, on the monitors, and I just looked at everyone and said, are we really doing this today? Because, wow.
Cut! Very good. Okay.
I remember walking away from that day at work just exhausted. I think I did it 37 times, and I was so tired. Every muscle and bone in my body hurt, and I went, well, now I understand why they call it physical. Like, it really, ouch.
And that's just one. I mean, we have other scenes in the movie too. I mean, take the baseball scene also, where she's simulating a hand job.
Ooh, it's coming. It's coming. It's a little hard, sorry, but I almost have it. It's coming. Here it comes. Oh, there. Done.
Can you believe I got to make this movie? Again, it was a great day to go to work that day and actually do things like this with Katherine Heigl. She's a very brave girl.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Freeman. It's a beautiful day in Sacramento, and I'm sitting next to a beautiful woman.
Thank you, Larry. Hi, I'm Georgia Bourdonnais.
Between Cheryl and Michael, the days we shot with those guys were always, and it doesn't matter how cranky or overworked we were, they were fun days. They were genuinely fun days, you know, and you know, the crew definitely fell in love with those cats.
There's a bird in my dressing room. I'll take care of it.
A real bird?
Yeah, it's flying around. Sparrow?
Why is there a bird in
I don't know what type of bird it is.
Well, I think Robert gives us fertile soil to be the best dumb anchor people we can be.
Some of my first days on the show were with them, and I've never seen two people make a crowd laugh so much. Not on a film set anyway. Their imagination and where they would go with what they had, it just became this, okay guys, entertainers, you know, and yet still within the realms of the story, but I was pretty much on the floor the whole time.
Well, let
For
me
the
be
last 10
one.
years, I begged you to be a man.
You have emasculated me economically. Is that right?
That's right. And you.
But then it's hard as well because you're standing there doing the piece with them and you're like, okay, I don't, people like laughing. They ain't laughing at me like they're laughing at them.
Even though we've seen Anchor Man and Anchor Woman before, I feel like they're just kind of ratcheting it up this crazy notch. So you're like, I want to watch these people.
But these are sort of comedic geniuses who are able to kind of just throw out ideas and be on top of things and go with a joke that maybe isn't in the script, and everybody was able to follow. And those are the days where it's so fun and invigorating and sort of inspired.
And that is the ugly truth.
Oh, you are a man. He is a man, Mike. There's a man.
Robert is a genius. I love him so much. He has been such a dream to work with.
Young Robert. I love Robert Luketic.
He's definitely has a great comedic eye and pushes us to just do whatever we want. It's great.
I've gotten myself hot and bothered.
He's really smart. He's really on top of it. He comes in every day knowing exactly what he wants, exactly what he needs to get.
Such enthusiasm. Oh.
He has this charm, this certain way of phrasing things that moves things along. This very light touch produces a lot of energy. It's just a word, a little nuance, and that communication happens.
There's a breezy kind of fun nature to the way that he works, and yet he's right there. He's so sharp. He'll come in with an idea that suddenly makes a moment hilarious.
So let's give Javier a plate and a fork like he's already had a sample. Okay. And that's exactly right, Javier. Thank you.
Can I take home the leftovers?
The best is when you can hear him giggling at the monitors. Like, that's the best feeling ever, is when you're doing a take and you just hear in the background him like really trying to quietly, like, not laugh out loud, but giggling, and you know he's happy.
Oh, Catherine, all right.
And he's very inclusive. Like, he always wants our opinion and wants our input and doesn't change anything without coming to us first. And it's amazing. It's such a gift.
It's not a normal relationship.
He lets us talk to the actors. Most directors don't let the writers talk to the actor.
Karen's usually physically dragged off the set.
Great. Okay, great. Check the gate. Moving on. I was cautious and a bit dubious of this scene for the very reason, you know, in America, a man who dances is perhaps not quite man enough. And all of a sudden they erupt into this like passionate, fiery dance. And that could be quite cheesy. And I want it to be that it's organic and that they're just sort of grabbing each other and having fun on the dance floor. I don't want it to be too structured and too choreographed. But we did need to learn some basics. We'll bring in some expert dancers and we'll just show you a couple of things, and then you go ahead and you just do your interpretation of that.
My first lesson, I thought, I'm never gonna get this. This is a nightmare. I had 2 left feet, I was tripping all over the place, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to pull it together. But in actual fact, it came together very quickly, and the day that we did it, I had a great time.
Good times. I'm doing it. Okay.
Action. Roll sound. Rolling.
They had like some of these amazing, like, have been dancing since they were 10 people, like doing these crazy spins and backflips, and then we walk in and we try to do like our little routine. We were like, they're showing off. This is not fair.
Great job, guys. Great job. Yeah, very good. All right. That was awesome. That was fantastic.
It was one of those moments when it just all came together, and you could feel a magic in the studio on the set, and everybody got very excited, and Robert came out going, "Oh my God, it's fantastic!"
It's one of those things where you always think like, God, we're gonna look great. Like, it's gonna be so hot. And then I saw Dailies and I was like, oh, I don't know how to dance. Like, I'm not holding my arms right, and I'm kind of like wobbling around as he's like spinning me and stuff. But it was really fun to sort of pretend to be like I was on Dancing with the Stars for an afternoon.
I was amazed at her natural ability, so I would just spin her around and she would do it perfectly.
That was really fun. That was really fun.
I think the way we handle it in the movie, though, is done tactfully, and it's ultimately, I think, very sexy. I watched Jerry Butler the other day, actually watched the scene for the first time, and Jerry's a big dude, right? He's like a big, tough guy, and he just sat there with this huge smile on his face. It's one of his favorite parts of the movie.
It's still a scene that a lot of people are still talking about.
It's awesome. Jerry rocked it.
All right,
Okay.
Russell? So
Yeah, yes, I do. I'm taking my son to see Kung Fu Panda, so you fuckers are on.
It's been such a relaxed set. Anybody I've had visiting me, they're always like, God, I can't believe this. It's so chill. And everybody's walking about with a smile on their face.
Well, he has not got to turn.
Incredible atmosphere. And you know, anytime you come onto a set, it really starts from the top down. You know, it starts with the executive producers and the director and the stars of the film.
We can finish doing it. Very nice. One thing
I think the thing about Robert is he takes a hard job and makes it look really easy.
Yeah, he wants all the sets to be fun.
Relaxes everybody involved. You know, he makes it playful and you want to go to work. And I think that's hugely important for this genre in particular, romantic comedy. You don't want to have miserable people around, you know.
What do you actually do? How do you do it? Movie making is hard. Doesn't matter how fun the material is, what it is. I genuinely loved coming to work on The Ugly Truth every morning. I had fun every day.
That every day has been like not working. I go home and I'm like, That was just really easy and fun.
People like making a comedy. People like going to work and laughing during the day.
Everybody's laughing, and a lot of takes get ruined because somebody will say something so outrageous that we all start cracking up because you can't hold it together. And that, to me, is the most fun about doing comedy.
To be snippy.
There was something in the air during the making of this movie. Catherine and Jerry were swearing like sailors, and people were having simulated sex, and there was a freedom. We're making a major commercial motion picture, but it was as though Mom and Dad had gone to bed and we were let out to do whatever it is we wanted. That doesn't happen very often in our business.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.